Hello gamers, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we have a very exciting one. We have new standard content. I love standard. I loved the last standard season with Aftermath Analyst and with the rotation of the SNES fetch lands, kind of dead, unfortunately. But we have a new deck in front of us here, built around the way that Innkeeper's Talent on level 3 works with Vraska, Betrayer's Sting, a card that I never thought I would be registering. But here we are, registering for Vraska, and it's awesome. The reason why we're doing this is because Innkeeper's Talent on its third ability doubles the counters on permanents and players, and the way that Vraska works is that even for 5 mana, if you stack the triggers so that the Innkeeper's Talent doubles before it takes away 2 counters, then you get up to a total of 10 counters, and then can instantly ultimate Vraska, giving your opponent 18 poison counters, win the game. Another fun thing to do is to instantly ult your Lilianas, making them sacrifice half their permanents or even more is always a little bit fun. And with the support and cast of just the best green-black cards, we have Mosswood Dread Knight, just a really great 2-drop. I don't know why it has Trample, but it does, and it's really great in this deck. Deep Cavern Bat is really good in this deck, with Innkeeper's Talent acting as a mini Rafine, just getting it way out of hand and just sort of taking over games against aggro. We have 3 Tiny Bones, the Pickpocket, which is just the best 1-drop in the colors, in my opinion. It's not what ideal, it's not the best card, but the best that we have access to. We're running, or cut down with all the aggro running around, or go for the throat. You need to respect the aggro decks right now, and I think that this is a really good way to do this. Caustic Bronco is just, the snores, which is just, I could not include him. I have exactly 1 copy, and I didn't want to craft anymore, and he's been played pretty well. Gix's Command, I think, is one of the better 5 mana plays. It can really, turn the game around. And I just definitely wanted some, powerful sweeper. And this is the best sweeper in the main that I could think of to deal with, like, Invoke and whatnot. And then we're also playing Seed of Hope, because, as you can see, we're really maxed out on 2-drops. And I found that I wanted to make use of my 1 mana a lot better in this deck, because with Dread Knight, you're really good at spending mana in like quantities of 2. So that makes it kind of awkward on turn 3 and turn 5 and turn 1, where you are often sort of not able to fully use your mana. So Seed of Hope really helps you maximize your mana usage in a given turn. And then in the lands, we have 2 Demolition Field. I think that there are a lot of good man lands, and especially with the new Bloomborough, a lot of the new value lands that I feel like have to be answered. Especially out of the Mice deck, the one that gives haste is really good. Restless Cottage, I think, is the best man land, maybe outside of Restless Anchorage, so definitely worth including. Just really good to stabilize, big blocker. And then just the other generic, the lands that we have in the color. Going on to the sideboard, we have 3 Duress for control and domain. We have Crew Claw's Heist, which is good in the mirror. It's good against, some of the bigger decks. I've stolen an Atraxa off of this. I've stolen the 7 mana Nissa and won a game with it. It's just kind of fun. Then we have Choking Miasma, which I think is the best sweeper option, because you can sometimes save one of your bats or save a Dread Knight with the picker. Well, also, just really helping against Convoke and the other aggro matchups. I like that Choking Miasma is also pretty good against mono red. Usually when I'm playing Choking Miasma, I'll take out the Tiny Bones, as they're not really good against the same decks. And of course, there's the non-bow between the 2 of them. 2 more Lilies, which is good against control and domain. Tranquil Frillback is just the you know, very flexible option against a lot of different decks. Good against Temporary Lockdown. Renin Realmbreaker, I've been pretty impressed with. I don't really want to put in the main, but it's another card that you can instantly ultimate when you have Innkeeper's Talent on level 3, and the +1 can help pressure your opponents, and its -2 basically draws you a card. And then just a Shieldred, because, you know, you never know when you need a Shieldred. It's good to have one there. The way that this deck really works out is, as you see, there's a lot of 2-drops. Innkeeper's Talent is really tying the whole deck here together, because not only is it a 2-drop, it's also acts as a 3-drop where you can play this, instantly get it to level 2, and then on turn 4 you can also make it into a 4-drop by just leveling up. Innkeeper's Talent itself is just it's so good at sort of enabling itself and just really demanding something gets answered. And usually if you just play this, it's forcing them to kill your Dread Knight or your Bat or your Tiny Bones, and then that leads you the way to be able to just slam a Vraska and instantly win the game. So this is why I like the deck so much, and I think it's very powerful. I'm currently Mythic 78. I got in a Mythic 22. I have an over 80% win rate with this deck. It's been really fun. And let's go run through some games. Hey guys, I'm back at it again. I lied. We're not going straight to the games. I actually want to show off my stats first. So I've played around 65-ish games so far. And as you can see, it started off with a little bit more of a rocky start. But at the end, this most recent version is the one that I most like. And as you can see, right now I'm on a 9-game win streak. And this is the matchup data so far. So I just wanted to show off the stats. You know, it's one thing to say something and it's another thing to actually do it. I've been really trying to figure out the best way and to build this deck, and it's gone through a lot of different variations. And this one so far has been the most promising. And I'm trying to share the stuff that I've learned along this journey to sort of impart onto the viewer to help you with your sort of, how you move forward with the deck, because I feel like it's still in the infant stages and definitely can be improved on a lot. But with that all said, now we will actually start a game of Magic. Hey gamers, we're back at it again with a match, finally. This is a great hand. Let's see if they'll kill my Tiny Bones. Well, I could not see a more projected shock in my life, so I'm not going to play out the Bronco if they don't kill it. Because that would just be throwing. I'll just hold up when they go for their 2-drop. Perfect, and now we get a 6-shot show off too. The thing is, we don't really care about the show off, so we're happy to trade it for whatever. Yeah, if they want to do that, I'm very happy. Because we can just bring it back again. I think that actually this one's better than the show off. Or is it? Just make them, you know, waste time on this. They probably should have shocked the tiny bones. If they're shocking their slick shot, then let's see if we get another. We get a six shot. Nope, not quite. We'll play our snores. And we can play Vraska next turn. Let's start off by going to combat. See what we get off the Caustic Bronco. Ooh, a bat. That's nice. Sure. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. That's the second time I've whiffed with Seed of Hope ever in this deck, so a little sad, but you know, not the worst in the world. Yeah, as you can see, Vraska does have text when you're not just instantly win the game. Acting as a double removal spell is usually pretty good. And there we go. For mono red, I want to take out this, bring in the Fickle Black. Bring in some Miasma, cut a Tiny Bones, cut a Bronco, stay like that. Yeah, I'm not going to keep this. Go put that back of Vraska. I'm going to just get my colors under control. I don't want to take too much off these pain lands. Well, let's bat them. Their lands not being able to cast their spells is kind of funny. This is quite the scene. Be careful with the lands that you're putting in your deck, people. as you can see, this deck has a very good, mid-range plan when it's not just comboing in and winning in the game. But now we have Innkeeper's Talent plus that, so now it's gonna get pretty obscene. Level up your Innkeeper's Talent pretty aggressively, I'd say. Especially in decks where you know that they can't remove it. Just you're essentially trading like 1 mana for 1 of their mana, which is pretty much as good as you can get. In this situation, I just want to gain as much life as possible, which is just upgrading the talent. I like to aggressively level up my talent whenever possible. Okay, so they finally have mana to cast their spells. Is Gix's command lethal at this stage? Let's see. So it's gonna be 4 counters plus 2. So that's 6. We're at 5. Yeah, it's lethal. So we pretty much won. Well, we have won. Yeah. We're just gonna go wrath their board. Maybe we'll find Vraska and we won't even need to worry about it. Another talent is tempting, but I think take a land. And they're dead. You ever ended the game at 36 to your opponent's 0 and against mono red? So yep. Well, I'll see you in the next one. We're back here with a pretty good starting hand. We've been seeing our one of Bronco quite a bit, and so far it looks pretty good when it drews the bat before. So see if they kill this. Nope. Always attack first, especially with this deck, because whenever they kill Tiny Bones, you're always happy about it because you just have so many other things that they need to kill. Okay. Just get this tap land out of the way. Hold up our removal. Hopefully they play like a Preacher or something like that we can really blow out. Oh, even better. Depending on what we draw off this, we might just be playing that. Well, now we're definitely not playing that. Or, nah, I think I'd rather play the bat. See what they got. I'll take the thing that can kill 2 of my creatures. Okay, he goes for the Tiny Bones. Did not expect that. Here, I think I just want to pressure them by attack with Cottage. Nice, so now we have the combo. Well, not that it really matters. As you can see, we're pretty good at just pressuring our opponent the normal way, but hopefully one of these games, the combo will come up. The combo is quite good against mono black, as they have very few ways to interact with enchantments. So we'll just go and try and level up the talent. Snorse is definitely overperformed this game. This is making me want to play more Snorses. Yeah, Snorse, if you can tell, is the Caustic Bronco, the Snake Horse, Snorse for short. Um, so against Mono Black, probably want Lily. Looked like it would be pretty good against them. I like Ren and Realmbreaker against a lot of like the black discard sort of thingies, since you can ultimate and let you play lands and permanents from your graveyard. That's really good. Could see maybe going down on a cut down, and just running back like that. I think that our deck is pretty well positioned. Like our deck is so much better in the mid-range mirror, as like a just being able to just have a combo finish is just very powerful. Need to hope pulling its weight, hopefully being able to find us a good 2-drop. And not whiffing. Well, I didn't have to draw those. Sure. Sure. Well, we definitely have plenty of lands. Okay. So now we have a Dread Knight, so we can start doing the Dread Knight thing. With Ren and Realmbreaker, always make sure to target a basic land, so that way you can't get field ruined. That's never fun. Okay. Don't ask me why my opponent is playing Fabled Passage in a mono black deck. Sure, kill my Dread Knight. Sure. Kill my Ren Realmbreaker makes sense. So we have Gix's command mana whenever we need to fire that off. I don't think that we need to yet. I'd rather force them to... Let me bat them, see what's going on up there. Probably just have to take the... Beat the cycle and then go for pretty nasty Gix's command. So obviously they're in the Rush of Dread combo deck with Bloodletter and the Rush of Dread. Sure. Sure. Just drew a few too many lands this game, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and just scoop it up here. They got us. Because like this Bloodletter do way too much damage. With that, I think I'm fine with how I boarded him before. I just whiffed a little bit too many times on those Seed of Hopes. Okay, so this is insane. So this is just going to be hopefully just a combo hand. Hopefully they don't have duress or something. We haven't shown to be a combo deck, so I doubt it. Here, I think I want to get down the Snorts before I play down the Innkeeper's Talent. Just pressure. I'd rather have the Snorts in play than an extra counter. And I can just go play and level up next turn anyways. I think I'm just gonna attack in first. Draw for that. Okay. The next turn we're just gonna go and okay, we draw a land, so we're just gonna go level up the Innkeeper's Talent. I should have done that first so I could play the Tiny Bones, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Hopefully they don't bat us. That was a bit of a misplay the last turn. I definitely could have played that better, but just excited to show you all this. Vraska. What you want to do here is you always want to trigger the Innkeeper's Talent first. So you go to 10 loyalty counters, allowing you to -9 to give them 9 poison counters being doubled by the Innkeeper's Talent to be a one-hit KO. And they're dead. Well, I hope that was a good showing for the deck. Okay, and we're here for another game. This hand looks okay. I could have cut down the Swift Spear there, but I'd rather them be forced to use some sort of, I'm fine with this trade. Well, let's see what's going on. Okay, yeah, so that was definitely the right play. I think I'll take the Rage. Gonna attack first. Then I'm gonna cut down this. Yeah, they're off of it. Trading the tiny bones there to have that cut down later on was pretty big there, as you could see. So against mono red, we're gonna do the same sideboard plan. Or a similar sideboard plan. Probably want 3 miasma. Do 1 tiny bones. 1 tiny bones I like to keep in, just, you know, for emotional support. Like my emotional support snores. Trim a Vraska for a Freckleback. Bronco for a Freckleback. And that seems like good to me. So what's important, obviously they're very sort of all in on the, you know, making someone very big. So having removal is gonna be key. This has removal, so I'll keep it. We're missing, you know, a color, which isn't great, but we have 2 removal spells plus a sweeper. I'll take my 2 for 1. Funnily enough, it gives them -1 power. I gain some life. Show off. See how much this is gonna hurt. Not the worst. I think that's the play here. As bat. Okay. So we're gonna take another hit. Whatever they have in hand isn't that good. It's good for us. Gain my 1 life. Kill the show off. Looks like we're stabilizing here. Another land is not what my opponent wants to be seeing. Definitely gonna see the hope here. Just take a land. Shielded would be great, but we're just setting up for the Gix's command. And I'm just gonna go play the Dread Knight, hold up, go for the throat. And I'm pretty much on. It's gonna be hard for me to lose this game. I'm not gonna say unlosable, but it'd be pretty impressive if I lost it. I just want to start killing things. Yeah. Okay, well, as you can see, quite good against mono red. Yeah, so that was 3 wins. You got to see the combo once. As you can see, it's not even that much of a combo deck. It's just a Golgari mid-range with a very solid, you know, mid-range plan that just so happens to have a combo within it. So, once again, going back over the deck list, Snorse overperformed even in the games against aggro, where I was like sort of skeptical of it. It still sort of got me enough cards to where I was able to stabilize pretty steadily. I definitely want to try more Snorts. As you can see, I don't have any more Snorts, so I'm gonna have to think about that purchase. Seed of Hope was kind of mid, not great. Gix's Command, obviously, well, we threw one game with Gix's Command by playing a little bit too early, but it's okay. To be determined on Gix's Command. But you saw that, these cards, Tiny Bones looked pretty impressive, that those games, I'm not gonna lie. I think that, this sort of part of the deck is just so powerful. Of just like these core cards with Vraska, of course. Lily we didn't get to see too much of because we were playing against really aggressive decks. Lily shines more against like the black mid-range sort of decks where they're playing 2-drops and not 1-drops. But I think that these sort of cards are good. Some other alternatives that I've tried so far, I'll just go over these. I was playing Pillage the Bog because it would seem like it would be a perfect fit for the deck, but I found that I would just never have the opportunity to cast it, or I would have to cast it early just to find my 3rd land drop or something like that. It never felt really that good. As you can see, this deck has a lot of ways to spend 2 mana. So I just often found that Pillage was just in my hand doing nothing until it was the last card in my hand. And unless I had Innkeeper's Talent on level 3 already, it was just, and I needed to find exactly Vraska or another Planeswalker to win. It just felt pretty underwhelming. So I could see playing maybe a Pillage or something, but I don't think it's something that you want as a 4 of. And I would say, don't be tricked by it. Another card that I tried at the beginning was, this one's going to be kind of stinky. Ichor Drinker. A 1/1 lifelink, basically, that can incubate 2 from the graveyard. It's the only lifelinker 1-drop that we have in standard right now in these colors. So as I said, it's not good, but it is good if you curve it into Innkeeper's Talent. That's the only time that it is good. But I just personally like Tiny Bones better. As you could see, Tiny Bones did pull some weight against mono red, which is where I really like it. So what you would think that, Ichor Drinker would be good against mono red, but it would have just gone ran over by that Swift Spear on turn 2, Tiny Bones always trading against all the combat tricks is just really important, I find. And, it can also just take over the game, and it's just so good with all of the removal that we're already having to play. So I kind of like Tiny Bones. It's kind of a controversial pick. Some other possible includes are, my friend suggested this to me, Urgent Necropsis. So it's can destroy artifact, creature, enchantment, and planeswalkers based off of how much evidence you can collect. So I think that playing one of these in the main deck, I'll just do it right now, just to say that I'm doing it. Probably cut in a Seed of Hope, since that hasn't been too impressive the last few games. Just, I found in my testing that temporary lockdown eats a lot of your things, especially if you've upgraded a talent. It really sucks to get it, because normally when you're upgrading a talent, not only do you have to deal with the talent itself because of the combo with Vraska, but with the really big creature that it's been pumping up, because once you're on that 3rd talent, it also doubles the counters that it produces. So you have to deal with 2 different threats, and temporary lockdown is a really clean answer to both of those threats. So having just an answer in the main deck to temporary lockdown seems nice. And yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is a different style of video than I've done before. No, slideshow or whatever, but I hope that this was educational. I wanted to be the first one out there to come up with to do this video, because I wouldn't say I came up with this combo. My friend actually was the one who showed it to me, but I wanted to be the first one to do a video on it. So here we are. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later, gamers. Peace.